When people ask me if I think they should stay or divorce, it's really a loaded question because as a clinical psychotherapist, I think it's important that you try to work on your marriage, that you really put in a concerted effort in a specific amount of time and talk it out and really work together. More than not, people who leave a relationship and they don't see a therapist may be leaving in error. They may be leaving, for example, before they've even figured out what's going on. They just don't feel good. Or they may believe that, have this idea that if it was right, that it should be easier. Or they may blame their partner for something, or thinking that if they can't solve it together, then it's unsolvable, and those people never seek help. Leaving under those three circumstances is not wise because you haven't really exhausted your plan. There are some clear things that I think are important, and I'm going to give you those questions to ask yourself, and those would align more with getting a divorce. But before you go down that pathway, I'd really like you to consider some of these, like asking yourself these questions first. What are the main challenges that your marriage face right now? And what are you willing to change about yourself to help ease those? The next one, do you believe that any part of this is a familiar pattern that you had in your childhood? Maybe you grew up in an abusive home, or you grew up with some kind of trauma, something happened to you, and your reaction was the same, and now this partner is pulling at those or triggering those, and your reactions are the very same. If that's the case, these are things that you can do to kind of repair it. What do you like about being together? Like, do the two of you have a chemistry that you believe if you both put in a concerted effort, you could work it out? For example, if there's no abuse and it's just that the two of you just seem on total opposite pages, then I would say that's something worthwhile thinking. Maybe it's something within you. Are you exhausted? Are you burned out in another area and it's showing up in your relationship? Would personal counseling help you in any way? Maybe decide that you want to work on the relationship or that you want to leave. If you go through these and you go, no, I don't think these are it, then I think there's some big questions you have to ask yourself. These would be more in line with getting a divorce, I think. If you feel bad when you're with your partner, and by bad I mean you just feel belittled, you feel put down, you feel less than, you feel incapable, you don't feel like you are a good person when you're with them. Another one might be your partner is abusing you. If your partner is abusing you physically, sexually, or emotionally, those three, they're all important. And yes, that would align more with divorce. You're not yourself when you're together. Like when you're together, it's like the two of you are wearing masks. And you may not see it on them, but you do see it and feel it on yourself. You'd rather spend time alone, or there's somebody else you'd rather spend time with. This happens a lot of times after affairs. The other person, the marriage was shaky anyway, they align with the new person and they find out they'd rather be with that person or alone than be with their spouse anymore. You don't spend time together with your family or friends. It's almost like you're already isolating what was the marriage from the people that you love the most. And you don't want to invest in the relationship. In other words, there's just no motivation. If you were to seek counseling and I gave you a task or several tasks I wanted you to do, you would look at me and go, Mary Jo, there's just no way I want to do any of this. I'm not motivated. I'm done with this. For me, I'm just indifferent, and I'm done. Then I think those align more with the fact that this marriage may need to end. Many clients have asked me, what about addictions? I've seen people who love their partner through an addiction, but it's not easy. And if you decide you're going to go that route, I really highly suggest that you watch the video I have about loving your partner through an addiction, because it takes someone who is totally clued in, willing to go to Al-Anon, and willing to be there for their partner, be a firm boundary, and yet go ahead and accept that their partner is going to be in recovery for the rest of their life. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.